Ljubicic on Alcaraz, he reminds me of Federer, future of tennis rivalry. Imagine witnessing a tennis match that's an eerie echo of the past, with a young player who embodies the same magical spark that made Roger Federer a legend. For Ivan Ljubicic, former coach of the Swiss tennis icon, that player is none other than Carlos Alcaraz. The 2025 Wimbledon final between Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner was an electrifying encounter that left fans and pundits alike in awe. Ljubicic, who had a front-row seat to the action, couldn't help but notice the striking similarities between Alcaraz's playing style and that of his former protégé, Federer. In an exclusive interview with Tags Anziger, Ljubicic delved into the intricacies of the current tennis circuit, with Alcaraz and Sinner taking center stage. When asked if he saw a bit of Federer in either of these young guns, Ljubicic's response was nothing short of intriguing. But here's where it gets fascinating: Ljubicic's connection to Sinner runs deeper than just admiration. As it turns out, Riccardo Piatti, Ljubicic's former coach, had also mentored Sinner. This serendipitous link allowed Ljubicic to keep tabs on Sinner's progress and, by extension, Alcaraz's rise to prominence. The first time Ljubicic heard about Alcaraz was when the young Spaniard faced off against Sinner in a challenger tournament. At just 16 years old, Alcaraz was already making waves, while Sinner, 18 at the time, was equally impressive. Ljubicic knew then that these two players were destined for greatness, but even he couldn't have predicted the dizzying heights they would reach. Fast forward to the present, and the Sinner-Alcaraz rivalry is shaping up to be one for the ages. Their Roland Garros final was an instant classic, replete with drama, saved match points, and a healthy dose of controversy. John McEnroe's assertion that Nadal wouldn't stand a chance against these young guns raised eyebrows, but Ljubicic isn't buying it. In his opinion, the next generation may be touted as better than the previous one, but they still have a long way to go. Ljubicic fondly recalls the epic battles between Federer and Nadal from 2005 to 2015, which he believes set the bar incredibly high. While Alcaraz and Sinner are undoubtedly talented, they have yet to reach their full potential. So, what exactly does Ljubicic see in Alcaraz that reminds him of Federer? For starters, it's that unpredictable playing style that keeps opponents on their toes. Like Federer, Alcaraz is always on the lookout for the winner, playing aggressively and taking calculated risks. However, Ljubicic also notes that there are many differences between the two players. One key distinction lies in their approach to the game. Federer's efficiency was a byproduct of his game, whereas Alcaraz sometimes seems to prioritize entertainment value, not just for himself but also for the audience. It's a subtle yet important distinction that speaks to the unique personalities of these two tennis greats. Now, the million-dollar question: would Ljubicic consider coaching Sinner in the future? While he's currently occupied with other commitments, Ljubicic wouldn't rule out the possibility entirely. After all, when a player of Sinner's caliber comes knocking, it's hard to ignore the opportunity. As Ljubicic himself admits, there are certain players who give him chills, Sinner and Alcaraz being two of them. As the tennis world waits with bated breath to see what the future holds for these young stars, one thing is certain: Ivan Ljubicic will be watching with great interest. Will Alcaraz continue to channel his inner Federer, or will he forge his own path to greatness? Can Sinner overcome the challenges ahead and claim his rightful place among the tennis elite? The answers, much like the players themselves, remain tantalizingly uncertain. What do you think? Do you see similarities between Alcaraz and Federer? Do you believe Sinner has what it takes to become a tennis legend? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Tennis body type trend: Novak Djokovic, Jannik Sinner, Alexander Zverev, and the exception. The modern tennis world is witnessing a dramatic shift in player physiques, and it's raising some eyebrows among fans and experts alike. In today's high-stakes game, only Novak Djokovic from the legendary Big Three is still in the mix, while rising stars like Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, and Alexander Zverev are injecting fresh energy and relentless power into the sport. Their game is defined by massive serves, punishing ground strokes, and an overall dominant style, which many consider the hallmark of modern tennis. But here's where it gets controversial: not every top player fits this new mold. Renowned French coach Patrick Mouratoglou recently illuminated this trend in a detailed discussion. He underscored how today's top male players, including Djokovic, Sinner, Zverev, along with others like Tsitsipas and Medvedev, are growing taller and leaner by the day. Their physique, characterized by long arms and a slender build, contributes to faster, more powerful shots. Mouratoglou even referred to this as their modern body type. Yet, according to him, world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz appears to be the lone exception to this emerging norm. In a recent video clip shared on Instagram, Mouratoglou clearly explained, "Clearly, there is a change in the body types of tennis players over the years. They are becoming taller and slimmer. Look at the top athletes, while Djokovic, Sinner, Zverev, Tsitsipas, and Medvedev all fit this profile, Carlos Alcaraz does not." He elaborated that the combination of height and lean muscle not only enhances reach but also allows for unprecedented acceleration, enabling these players to deliver incredibly fast serves and ground strokes. He mentioned that even though newer talents like Fonseca also exhibit extraordinary power and speed in their game, there is a distinct physical evolution that most of today's stars share, setting the stage for what many now recognize as modern tennis. But that's not all. In a surprising twist to the usual tournament narratives, several top contenders, including Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, Novak Djokovic, and British talent Jack Draper, have withdrawn from the upcoming Masters 1000 event in Toronto. This unexpected decision comes on the heels of their Wimbledon campaigns. Sinner, fresh off his impressive performance on grass, experienced a serious fall during his fourth-round match which resulted in a right elbow injury. Meanwhile, Alcaraz has chosen to sit this one out in order to recuperate and prepare optimally for the 2025 US Open. Novak Djokovic and Jack Draper also joined the withdrawal list. Djokovic is currently dealing with a groin issue while Draper will be skipping not only Toronto but also the Cincinnati Masters to recover from a left arm injury. Despite these withdrawals, the tournament is still expected to be a major draw, featuring impressive names such as Wimbledon semi-finalist Taylor Fritz, Alexander Zverev, Holger Rune, and others. This shifting landscape sparks an important debate. Does the new physical ideal overshadow fundamental tennis skills, or is it merely a reflection of evolving training techniques and athletic demands? And what might this mean for traditional powerhouse players who don't conform to this modern blueprint? Share your thoughts. Do you agree with this controversial view of modern tennis, or do you think there's more to the game than just physical traits? Patrick Mouratoglou explains why Carlos Alcaraz is different from other tennis players. Patrick Mouratoglou, a titan in the world of tennis coaching, has recently shared some fascinating insights about the evolving landscape of the sport. With a resume that includes guiding Serena Williams to a staggering 10 Grand Slam titles over a decade, and currently coaching Naomi Osaka, Mouratoglou's observations carry significant weight. Tennis has undergone a remarkable transformation over the past few decades. Legends like Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer have shifted the game towards a more spin-based style, moving away from the flat-hitting approach that was common in the late 20th century. But here's where it gets controversial. Mouratoglou has noticed another major shift in the tennis world, and it's all about the players' physiques. In a recent Instagram post, Mouratoglou highlighted a trend among top ATP Tour players. He observed that modern players are generally taller and leaner than their predecessors. Think of players like Novak Djokovic, Jannik Sinner, Alexander Zverev, Stefanos Tsitsipas, and Daniil Medvedev, all tall and slim. This body type, Mouratoglou argues, allows for powerful serve and faster ball speed due to longer arms accelerating at the same rate as shorter ones. It's a formula that seems to be defining the new generation of tennis stars. But here's the exception that proves the rule: Carlos Alcaraz. Despite the trend towards taller, leaner players, Alcaraz stands out with his unique physique and incredible power. Mouratoglou points to Alcaraz as an exception in this new landscape, showcasing that there's still room for diversity in body types at the top level of the sport. And this is the part most people miss: the intense schedule of the ATP Tour. Recently, Alcaraz announced his withdrawal from the Toronto Open, citing the need for physical and mental recovery after consecutive weeks of competition. This decision has sparked a broader conversation about the demanding nature of the ATP Tour schedule. With top players like Alcaraz, Novak Djokovic, Jack Draper, and Jannik Sinner all pulling out of the Toronto Open, it's clear that the current schedule is under scrutiny. So, what do you think? Is the trend towards taller, leaner players a positive evolution for tennis, or does it risk homogenizing the sport? And how can the ATP Tour better support its players to prevent burnout and injuries? Share your thoughts in the comments below.